In Charles Duhigg's book, Super Communicators, he outlines 4 rules of a learning conversation. The whole purpose of this book is to help you have better conversations by unlocking the secret language of connection. Here I want to talk about the 4th rule. Explore if identities are important to the discussion, because they almost always are. Note that next to that rule, I drew a little sketch and I wrote WW. That's a little reminder to myself about a tool that I think can help with that process. A tool that you can use with others before a conversation even starts that might lead to a more meaningful discussion. A discussion full of connection instead of just combativeness. That tool is called the network self. It comes from the book What Works by Tara McMullen. At least that's where I learned about it. It's from a philosopher named Kathleen Wallace, and McMullen illustrated it in this way, showing herself as someone that has multiple identities, not just one. McMullen is a podcaster and a writer, a feminist and a wife, a producer, mother, book lover, left-handed, autistic runner. And this diagram is a way of acknowledging those different identities and exploring how they're connected to each other. Now, in addition to this type of diagram being a helpful reminder that you are more than one thing, in the context of this book, it's also a helpful way to identify the identities that you might like to lean into in this next phase of life, over the next 6 months or maybe even a year. It's one of those helpful foundational questions to explore before you get to more explicit goal setting. And that's what I appreciate about McMullen's approach in this book, is the foundation that she sets, considering both societal influences and personal experiences prior to getting specific about the goals you want to set and the projects you want to lean into. So that's the network self in the context of goal setting. But what if you use that same tool to have a more meaningful conversation, especially if there is a conflict at the core of that conversation? What if the 2 or more people that are coming together to have a difficult conversation, perhaps even debate a particular issue, what if they started by creating their own network self diagram and then briefly sharing their various identities? Because the problem that happens when there's a specific conflict is that people are reduced to just a singular identity, just a singular stance. Their full complexity as human beings is lost, and instead all you get is this us versus them, often unproductive back and forth. But if you first acknowledge everyone's multiple identities, 1, you're likely to see some connections with people that you disagree with on particular topics, and finding those connections before you get into those conflicts might help each participant in opening up to a deeper purpose of achieving understanding instead of trying to win that argument, where each individual maintains their full complex humanity instead of being reduced to just one thing. Because I think when you do that, when you not only acknowledge your feelings and ask about the feelings of others, but also explore the identities that are being challenged or reinforced, you yourself might come to a deeper understanding of why you feel the way you do about a particular issue, in addition to understanding why they feel the way they do. So if you're going into a tough conversation and you want to build some connection prior to digging into the difficult topics, try having each participant sketch out their own network self. Let everyone share theirs. Look for and acknowledge commonalities. Appreciate the nuances within each individual, and then get down to discussing that difficult topic. And if you do that, let me know how it goes. The network self is one specific visual tool that can support a conversation or some foundational work prior to some goal setting to explore other ways of bringing visual thinking into your work to support your learning, problem solving, and communication endeavors. Check out the resources at verbaltovisual.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.